What up? Y'all already know this is Punch Wrong Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself. What's good, man? Shout out to the boxing community. Shout out to the boxing community. All right, all right. We're nearing November. We're nearing some good fights. We got some good fights. We got some good fights. November 22nd, we got Devin the Dream Haney right back in the ring versus Brian Newman Jr. See the title, see the thumbnail. Yeah, we're going to be talking about this just right quick. Also, man, hopefully they got that Keith and Tom Thurman versus Fundura and postponed it for a good January date. You know what I'm saying? Y'all heard they talking about that Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. April 2026, rumor has it. Rumor has it. Hopefully they get that fight done. I don't give a damn. It's the sport of boxing. You know, it's all part of entertainment. The only thing that about that Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao fight is that we waited like 7 years for that. 6-7 years for that. And it just didn't amount to the expectations, man. Smash that like button. We're gonna do this live. Live, you know, what is it? Like YouTube short live. Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather rumored. I just hope that the undercard is good. That's to be honest, when I look at fights like that, like fights like, you know what I'm saying, like fights like Mayweather Pacquiao, like Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis, I just hope that the undercard is good and that they actually outperform the main event. That's what I feel about that. So I don't look at the main event as something like that people just be dialed into. I just hope that the other boxers in that card capitalize off that moment and make a name for themselves. What's good, Steph? What's good? What's good? What's good? Yeah, I said it. Teo got to be Shakur. Teo got to be Shakur. Teo got to be Shakur. Now, y'all know Teofimo Lopez is my guy. Teofimo Lopez, the two-time lineal champion. By the age of 25, y'all already know that how I feel about the business of boxing and the politics of the sport of boxing that took away his two-division to be recognized as the first two-division undisputed world champion. Regardless if you're a fan of Teofimo Lopez, hate Teofimo Lopez, if you living in this time of the sport of boxing, you know what they did to him. They tampered with his legacy. I understand why Teofimo Lopez got a chip on his shoulder. You know what I'm saying? They tampered with the legacy of Teofimo Lopez and Vasily Lomachenko in the lightweight division. The WBC should be ashamed of themselves. I know the WBC is having a convention or something like that. I know the WBO is having a convention. If he loses, the media about to drag him crazy. I like that interview with Teofimo Lopez and Brian Custis, though. I think that's one of his best interviews. I think that's Teofimo Lopez. Outside of Teofimo Lopez interview with your boy Punch Wrong Boxing, I like that interview with Brian Custis. But we all know that Teofimo Lopez goes by the takeover. But I got to give credit right now. I got to give credit to Devin the Dream Haney. Because as we all know, I was frustrated with Teofimo Lopez not fighting Devin Haney, pulling out of the negotiations. Y'all already know that. I feel like Teofimo Lopez will beat Devin Haney. But all them years of us saying, yo, Devin is ducking Teo. Yo, Devin, you ain't up for the Teo fight. Yo, you missed the meeting with Bob. Hey, yo, you only call out Teo when you got a fight lined up later on. All that went to bed when Teofimo Lopez pulled out of the negotiations with Devin the Dream Haney. This generation of boxing fans and media, independent media, even when people don't like it, we was promoting the Tanks, the Teos, the Shakurs, the Ryan, the Devin. Those were the core that's going to elevate this generation of boxing. Let's be real, let's be honest. I know like the four kings was thrown out there since 2020, since 2019. These guys was projected to be the guys that take boxing to a whole nother level or to make boxing as relevant as it should be. And I don't think that boxing is as relevant as the way that it should be because, of course, a lot of these guys haven't fought each other. But we got to give a credit to that Ryan Garcia did fight Tank. That Ryan Garcia did fight Devin. He's 1-1. Well, I'm going to say 1-0 with the no contest. Teofimo Lopez, who in my opinion has the better resume, yet hasn't fought none of these guys that we've been linking these matchups up, right? Even though that Teofimo Lopez beat Vasily Lomachenko when Vasily Lomachenko's worth regarded pound for pound, 1, 2, 3, you can flip it around. And shout out to Vasily Lomachenko, newly retired, out there in the WBO convention, chilling with Terrence Bud, Crawford, and Katie Taylor. I see the picture. Shout out to those champions. They all going to go to the Hall of Fame. Let me see which win will be better. Win. Teo over Shakur or Devin over Norman. Teo over Shakur, in my opinion. Because this is what we're going to be talking about. You see the thumbnail. Shout out to Brian Norman Jr. I'm not trying to like diss him in no other way, but he got to get the same praise, yet the same criticism that other fighters before him got. Let's not forget that when Devin the Dream Haney got elevated as a WBC champion, he went up against he won the WBC interim versus Saul Abdulev. Then they elevated him while they elevated Vasily Lomachenko to the WBC franchise, and Devin Haney was a champion, was a belt holder by the time he was fighting Santiago. The whole world, now I'm not going to say the whole world of boxing, but a lot of people did not consider Devin Haney a real champion because we have Vasily Lomachenko, we had Teofimo, right? A lot of people was calling him an email champion. A lot of people even put it this way, in the welterweight division, even Jerome Bruce Ennis was saying that I don't feel like a real champion because I didn't beat Earl Spence, I didn't beat Bud Crawford, so he went up there to win, to beat, what you call it, was this his fight? Bruce Ennis versus Stanionis, right? He felt like a real champion because he beat a champion at the time, right? The same way Keith von Tom Thurman. Let's remember that Keith von Tom Thurman, he got the WBA interim by beating Diego Chavez, right? But he ain't feel like a real champion because he didn't beat, he didn't fight Paulie Malignaggi, who was the current champion at the time, and Paulie Malignaggi then fought Adrian Broner. And then Adrian Broner became a champion. Adrian Broner didn't give Keith Thurman an opportunity. Adrian Broner got the Maidana fight. That Maidana beat Adrian Broner, and then Maidana fought on Floyd Mayweather. Then Floyd Mayweather beat Maidana, rematched Maidana, but at the time, Keith von Tom Thurman was a mandatory position. I ain't never seen nobody get ducked like that, like back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still a Keith von Tom Thurman fan, and he was ducked, right? But Keith didn't feel like a real champion because he didn't beat none of these guys. When Keith von Tom Thurman actually won a world title from a champion was Danny Swift Garcia in that unification bout with the CBS primetime TV, right? So, when it comes to Devin Haney, if Devin Haney got the criticism, if Keith von Tom Thurman got the criticism, if Jerome Bruce Ennis got the criticism, Brian Norman Jr., you ain't beat nobody. Let's be real, let's be honest. Brian Norman Jr. ain't beat nobody. Hey, yo, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you like this. Let me tell you like that. I'm not trying to diss. We just trying to keep it unbiased, logically, and objectively. Brian Norman Jr. is the most manufactured fighter in the sport of boxing today. I'ma say it again. I ain't trying to throw no shades. We just trying to keep it unbiased, logically, and objectively. We trying to give the same credit and the same flames that everybody in the sport of boxing got. All right? You ain't special. You ain't special. I shouldn't be giving you the... Brian Norman Jr. does not get the benefit of the doubt until he beats a champion like a Devin the Dream Haney. Yes, Devin Haney is not a current champion in the welterweight division, but let me tell you like this. Devin Haney is more of a champion than anybody in the welterweight division. Devin Haney is more of a champion than anybody in the welterweight division. As a matter of fact, now that Bruce Ennis left, Spence left, Bud left, Thurman left, Porter left, Danny Swift Garcia left, right? Mario Barrios arguably lost to Manny Pacquiao. The biggest name outside of Manny, because Manny Pacquiao is always going to be the biggest name, whatever division he's going to be at in the lower division, right? Devin Haney is the biggest name in the welterweight division. Devin Haney is the biggest name in the welterweight division. So, I'm not saying that Brian Norman Jr. doesn't have a chance to upset Devin Haney. But let's be real, let's be honest. Brian Norman Jr., highlight of his career, is beating a guy in the 140-pound division, And Giovanni Santan that beat Alexis Rocha, that's not telling me like, hey, yo, my man, yo, Brian Norman Jr. is going to be Devin Haney. No. I don't give a damn what type of style people. I understand that Devin Haney may not have the prettiest style in terms of entertainment value. Yet at the end of the day, he knows how to win. In the end of the day, he knows the point system. And I don't give a damn about how much power you got. In the sport of boxing, Devin Haney, within his contemporaries, got the strongest muscle. What I mean by that? What do I mean by that? People gonna be like, what you talking about, Punch Drunk Boxing? He ain't stronger than no Ryan Garcia. He ain't stronger than Tank. He ain't stronger than Shakur. He ain't stronger than Teofimo Lopez. I gotta give credit where credit is due. The strongest muscle in the human body, in my opinion, is the brain. The strongest, let me see, Layla Ali posted part 2. You need, shout out to Layla Ali. She posted number 2. Hey, yo, she's very calculated. That's when you know that Layla Ali is a very, very smart woman. She's very calculated because she knows that Clarissa Shields was going to come right back. But to me, to be honest, yo, Layla Ali, I haven't even watched part 2, but Layla Ali don't even have to drop part 2. She didn't even got to drop part, because when we seen with Clarissa Shields focus on boxing. Focus on Shadeja Green. Focus on boxing. You focus on everything else. But we're gonna get to the Clarissa Shields and Layla Ali situation. Let's finish with that. Let's finish with the Devin Haney and what I'm talking about. Devin Haney, Teo is my guy. Teofimo Lopez, I believe that Teofimo Lopez, if everybody comes 100% into the ring, I think that Teofimo Lopez beat Haney. I think that Teo beat Ryan. I think that Teo beat Shakur. I do think that Teofimo Lopez beat Gervonta Davis. I do believe that Teo is the captain of the generation, the commander-in-chief, but I don't have no bragging rights when it comes to Teo and Devin Haney, because Teo, my guy, pulled out of that negotiations. We gotta keep it honest. Again, I'm going to give you the credit. I'm going to give fighters like that the benefit of the doubt, but I also gotta hold you to the fire, because we spent 5 years talking about this fight. And I've been flaming Devin Haney when it comes to the Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez situation. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no bragging rights. I gotta be real, gotta be honest. He said, "What? Yo, please watch part 2. Is good." Yeah. What's good? What's good? I'm gonna watch part 2. I gotta watch part 2. I'm gonna watch part 2, and I'm gonna do a video about it. Clarissa Shields mad at your boy Punch Drunk Boxing. Hey yo, you ever caught the Clarissa Shields freestyle that she did several months ago? Y'all ever caught the freestyle that she did a couple months ago? She said something about Punch Drunk. She said Punch Drunk. She was dissing me. Hey yo, I got no problems with Clarissa Shields. I don't got no problem with Antonio Tarver with a wig. I don't got no problems with Clarissa. Clarissa's just emotional. Yo, she's man emotional for no reason. Like, she forget the people that actually did support her. Hey, yo, if y'all, you know what I'm gonna do when I do it live? You ain't see his stuff. I showed it in my live. I think it was like a week ago. Yeah, Clarissa Shields dropped a freestyle and tried to diss me several months ago. But this is the reason. This is why Clarissa Shields mad. Because I've defended Clarissa Shields. Remember when one of her camp, I don't know if it's one of them young dudes that punched that old man in the press conference, remember? And they postponed her fight. I remember that. See, that's one thing that Layla Ali ain't even talking about too. See, the thing with Clarissa Shields, her behavior and her team, you remember that young dude punched the old man that was like 70 years old, that had him hospitalized because he was just talking boxing. You know, it's a press conference. The whole team is always talking. And one of her youngins put an old man in the hospital. And she justified that. Right? And they postponed the fight because of that. But I remember after that, because Clarissa Shields, the cops, she didn't snitch on her peoples. And I say, yeah, she don't got to snitch on her peoples, right? And some of the people, a lot of people in the boxing world was holding her accountable because of the way that she was acting and not taking accountability for her team, right? And I was debating people. And I'm like, nah, She's a queen. I was referring Clarissa Shields as a queen. I've debated independent media folks like, yo, don't diss her because women boxing needs our 100% support for years. For years, bro. If y'all follow the channel, y'all know I'm one of the very, very few channels that support women boxing. I'm one of the very, very few channels that support women boxing. Go check the archives. When we talking about women boxing several years ago, ain't no YouTube channel talking about women boxing. Ain't no independent media care about you. Yo, when it comes to women boxing, Ring IQ and Punch One Boxing was the only one that was talking about women boxing. Was the only one talking about women boxing, right? So I remember I was debating and I said, yo, we gotta respect these. There's no time for criticism with these women because what they did, they just coming up. They need our full support. This is a gentleman's sport. We need our we gotta support these women and stuff like that. There's a lot of money on the table. We gotta bring these women up. We gotta be real men and stuff like that. All that. I remember I was debating. I said, man, she a queen. And everybody was saying, nah, she trash. She ain't no damn queen. She proved me wrong. She proved me wrong. She became Antonio Tarver with a wig. Her attitude was nasty. Her attitude was ugly. It's ugly. Huh? Ain't even about the outside, it's the inside. It don't matter how many pounds of makeup this woman puts on, how many wigs she purchases. Man, she ugly. She ugly. And I'm talking about the inside brings out the outside, bring the ugly in the outside. That's what it is. It's not, I don't, look, God, we all God's children. You know, ugly is a bad word. When I'm talking about ugly, I'm talking about the ugly in the inside. Not really the ugly in the outside. But anyway, let's keep on talking about this Devin Haney and what I'm trying to say. Devin Haney got the strongest, is the strongest out of all of them in terms of brain muscle. Think about this. I said it before. I said the brain is the biggest muscle, the most important muscle in your body, right? I know if you Google, they be like his brain is a muscle. AI gonna say no, but we all know that the muscle has the element, the brain has the element of muscles, how to grow and stuff like that. The brain is a muscle. I don't give a damn what AI saying. Devin Haney is mentally stronger than all these guys. I got to keep it real, got to keep it honest. I'm not saying that he's skillfully better than all these guys, but all these guys may have better power. All these guys may be quicker. Some of these guys may be having a great combination of speed and power like Teofimo Lopez, like Gervonta Davis, like Ryan Garcia. But when it comes to mental, Devin Haney is the strongest one out of all of them. Devin Haney is the strongest one out of all of them. I know some of the people are going to be like, yo, but what about when he sued? When he sued, what's good, Chino? What's good, 420? What about when he sued Ryan Garcia? Let's be real, let's be honest. That wasn't Devin Haney that sued Ryan Garcia. And y'all know it. I know we made fun of the whole situation and stuff like that, but that was Bill Haney that sued Ryan Garcia. That was Bill Haney that sued Golden Boy Promotion. It was Bill Haney's plan to do all of that. That wasn't Devin Haney's plan. That wasn't Devin Haney's plan. Devin Haney, out of all of them, is the strongest mentally. How many times you heard these guys talking about mental illness? Ryan Garcia had to pull out of a fight because of mental. We heard Teofimo Lopez talk about mental. Remember, leading up to the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight, Teofimo Lopez had an interview and was stating that he was thinking about that in the span of that 3 years, he thought about ending himself. In his height of his career, this is before Camboso fight. This is after his greatest win, one of the best wins in boxing of this generation. Meaning that we don't know what truly makes this T.O. happy, and that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if boxing truly makes him happy because he the one that go back to the interview. Go to the media week when Teofimo Lopez had an interview with I forgot who, I don't know, Fight Hub, Fight Hype, with Ellie, right? And he was talking about that he thought about suicide 3 times leading up to the George Camboso fight. So, and then look what Gervonta Davis said prior to the fight with Lamar Roach when he said that He want to seek therapy, and I'm not saying therapy is bad, but what I'm saying that these guys emphasize mental. Some people gonna be like, "Yo, punch, nah, it's not mental weakness and stuff like that." Yo, I ain't never heard Devin Haney talk about mental health, mental weakness. I ain't never heard Devin Haney talk about that. Tank going to fight Cambosa after Jake Paul. Tank going to get paid good for this fight. Shout out to Tank, man. Shout out to Tank. I agree. I don't blame Tank for that. I don't blame Tank for fighting Jake Paul. Why should I? That's like me going, hey yo, folks, whoever blaming Tank to fight Jake Paul and bagging up $40 million, y'all crazy. Cause I know if I go to work and I'm gonna get a major payday by the end of the week for doing nothing or for doing the minor work, I'm taking that paycheck. Thank you, boss. Thank you, supervisor. You think I'm gonna go to work and be like, hey, yo, supervisor, man, I want to challenge myself. I want to challenge myself. Can you give me a whole, can you pile the work? Can you give me a whole lot of work? If I was a janitor and stuff like that, if I'm going to work, if I was a janitor, I was a school janitor, right? And the supervisor be like, you know what, just stay in the basement and stuff. Just you know what, just clean the little dust. Clean the little dust in the corner right there. That's it. That's all you. We're gonna pay you. We're gonna pay you for the week. We're gonna give you $1,700 for the week. Just clean that little dust. Just scoop that little dust in the corner. We're gonna pay you 1700 a week. You think I'm gonna be like, no, I wanna challenge myself. I wanna be the greatest custodian there's ever been. I wanna clean it all. I wanna challenge myself, boss. I wanna clean the roof. I want to clean every floor. I want to buff it. I want to strip it and buff it and shine it up. Give me all the work. I want to show the world. I want to show the district, the school district, that I am janitor of the year. Get the fuck out of here. And then I'm going to get paid less of the $1,700. Be like, all right, we're going to give you all this work. You're going to challenge yourself. We are going for the best janitor. You're going to be the janitor of the year. But we're going to pay you $50 a week. What you gonna do? Man, let me get that $1,700 a week and I will clean that little dust in the corner and shit like that. Bro, just buy a DHP hat already. We will accept you since you've been keeping it real as you can. Hey, y'all, the thing is, I always keep it real, bro. I always, and put it this way. The definition, what's the definition of keeping it real? Because I think that a lot of things, especially in the sport of boxing, it's not about right or wrong. It's about explaining something that's logically, objectively, unbiasedly, logically, and objectively. It's like when we predict fights. For example, Boots versus Xander Zayas. I got Boots. I believe that Boots and it's got better skills. I believe that Boots and it's got more power. I believe that Boots got more of an upside. I believe that Boots is bigger. I believe that Boots is better in every category than Xander Zayas, right? I'm not saying that Xander Zayas is bad, but if I predict that Boots and it's going to beat Xander Zayas, and then Xander beats Boots, people going to come out and be like, yo, you see, you don't know shit about boxing. You don't know shit about boxing. But logically, Boots is better than Xander Zayas, logically, right? The same thing with Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. What has Brian Norman Jr. done in the sport of boxing that tells me that he's a better boxer than Devin Haney? That he beat better opposition than Devin Haney? Hey, yo, let me tell you like this, man. Devin Haney's washed up or old fighters out there, prime fighters, is better than any win of Brian Norman Jr. Devin Haney beating Balboa is better than any opponent of Brian Norman Jr. Devin Haney beating Jorge Linares is better than any opponent in Brian Norman Jr.'s resume. Now, if Brian Norman Jr. would have beaten, let's say, damn, he beat Danny Silva Garcia, or at least he beat Yordenis Ugas and retired Yordenis Ugas, or at least beat Mario Barrios, or, you know, somebody in their way out, Brian Norman Jr. has nothing in his resume to tell me, unbiasedly, logically, and objectively, that he's going to beat Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? It's not no hate on Brian Norman Jr. is that logically, how am I going to predict that Brian Norman Jr. is going to beat Devin Haney? Well, I'm gonna tell you like this: the only fans of Brian Norman Jr.'s are Devin Haney haters. I ain't never met a Brian Norman Jr. fan in my life. I've been in this community for 7 years plus. I've been watching boxing for 11 years. I've been to Atlanta. Not even Atlanta people. I don't even think that he truly even performed. He ever headlined in Atlanta. The people that hate that right now are saying that Brian Norman Jr. is going to beat Devin Haney, in my opinion, my logical opinion. I'm not going to say that people can't have logical breakdowns and stuff like that, but it's because they hate Devin Haney. Ain't nothing Brian Norman Jr. has done in the sport of boxing that is better than Devin Haney. The resume is suspect, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, go look at that resume, man. Brian Norman Jr. has the most manufactured resume that I've seen in a very, very long time. And I said this. That doesn't mean that Brian Norman Jr. can't prove us wrong. That doesn't mean that I don't like Brian Norman Jr.'s skills and talent. And I like the eye test tells me he's good. Yet the eye test also tells me that he gets hit a lot. Since Tank or Bud, 420. Brian Norman Jr. and Brandon Lee has the most manufactured resume. Brian Norman Jr. And I did this before. Hold on. I got you right here, bro. Because I want to speak facts. Ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go to Brian Norman Jr. Check this out, folks. For the people that just tuning in to Punch Drunk Boxing, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button. Check this out, folks. I ain't lie. You don't got to lie, Craig. You don't got to lie. Hey, yo. Brian Norman Jr. is 28-0, 22 KOs. Check this out, folks. Check this out. I know there's other boxing channels. They like to keep relations and they don't want to keep it real for whatever reason. I don't know why. Okay, here you go. Brian Norman Jr. first fight was fighting a guy, 0 wins, 2 losses. His second fight was a guy that was debuting. His third fight was a guy that had 2 wins and 17 losses. His fourth fight was a guy that has 7 wins and 68 losses, ladies and gentlemen. His fifth fight, 5 wins and 33 losses. His sixth fight, 3 wins and 7 losses. Seventh, 1 win and 8 losses. 9, 4 wins and 9 losses. 10, 2 wins and 33 losses. 11, 3 wins and 7 losses. This man hasn't fought no winners yet. Everybody got an upside down record. I'm just going to keep on going because I even forgot where we at. 11 and we going to 12. 3-7. 12 wins, 14 losses. 5 wins, 39 losses. Now he fought Carlos Ramirez. 5 wins and 1 losses. All right. It took Brian Norman Jr. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 fights to fight a guy with a winning record, 5-1. 5-1. His next fight, he fought a guy 7-2. Okay, now I'm thinking, okay, now we're going to fight some winners. Now let's get some better opponents. Then he fights a guy 2 wins and 30 losses. Then he fights a guy 9 wins and 17 losses. Then he fights a guy that's 9 wins and 24 losses. Then he fights a winner. 9 wins, 1 loss. 13 wins, 7 losses. 15 wins, 4 losses. Then he goes back to losers. 7 wins, 10 losses. 13 wins, 3 losses. 10 wins, 8 losses. 10 wins, 4 losses. 24 wins, 4 losses. Okay, now he's picking it up. All right, this is Jesus Campos. Then, where we at? He said 24-4. All right, 13-0, Quentin Randall. Then he fights a 17-2 guy in Boca Chica. Now he fought Giovanni Santillan. That's the highlight of his career. 32 wins and 0 losses, coming out the win with Alexis Rocha, right? I think a lot of people was picking Alexis Rocha to beat Santillan. Then he fought Cuevas, 27-1. Then he fought the Japanese guy that he just knocked out, 19-1. And now he gonna fight Devin Haney. You tell me, we're boxing fans. We're boxing fans. How is my intellect? And I know people gonna be like people that follow the channel, but but your intellect said that Bud is gonna lose to Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? You say that Bud is gonna lose to Canelo Alvarez. Hey yo, my man. A bunch of y'all thought that Mike Tyson was gonna beat Buster Douglas. We all could get it wrong, right? We all could get it wrong. A lot of y'all motherfuckers thought that George Kambosos was gonna lose to Teofimo Lopez. So stop acting like motherfuckers can't get it wrong. Shit. Damn. I ate enough crow. So now, Brian Norman Jr. is going to be facing Devin the Dream Haney. Now, regardless of how Devin Haney might not be the most exciting fighter. People was mad at Devin Haney because he was running from Jose Ramirez. Even in that fight that he was running, he almost won every round. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you like this. Even when Devin Haney was getting beaten up by Ryan Garcia from pillar to post, Devin Haney showed man heart, bro. Devin Haney, another fighter would have quit. Another trainer would have threw in the towel. As much as the content throughout that year from 2024 to 2025, May 2nd, Devin Haney, let's be real, let's be honest, was the most vilified, devalued, disrespected athlete in America. Let's be real, let's be honest. But I could personally tell you, we went overboard. The thing is that the content was just so good. And the shit was just so funny that it was hard. It was hard to side with Devin on that because it went from him getting his ass whooped by Ryan Garcia. And I even told Bill, I even said Devin is not going to get the benefit of the doubt because Devin Haney is affiliated with Victor Conte, the former Pablo Escobar of PEDs. So even if Ryan Garcia did pop for Osterin, and I did a bunch of videos even prior to when it was going to get lit like that. And I even told Bill Haney, I said, y'all ain't going to get the benefit of the doubt. Why? Because y'all with Victor Conte. Y'all not going to get the benefit of the doubt. And look, everybody gave Ryan Garcia the benefit of the doubt. Even leading up to the Times Square card in Times Square, Ryan Garcia was the main event versus Rolly, meaning that Turkey Al-Shea gave Ryan Garcia the benefit of the doubt. Now, you still a star. Because if even Turkey Al-Shea didn't give Ryan Garcia the benefit of the doubt, he would have Devin Haney as main event in that Times Square card. So, it was that. And I believe, whether people want to agree or not, Ryan Garcia's performance versus Devin Haney was the best performance that boxing did needed. As much as, and I'm talking about performance, I ain't talking about win. Listen to what I'm saying. Performance. What's lacking in the sport of boxing is fights that's captivating the imagination, the emotions of the boxing fans. Ryan Garcia beating up Devin Haney had everybody in the world of sports talking. Ryan Garcia's performance had everybody in the world of sports talking, to the point where even Donald Trump wanted to meet Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia, that week, was the most trending athlete in America. I was doing videos about this. Ryan Garcia was one of the most trending athletes in America. And when it comes to boxing, it's a world sport. Because of the performance. Because in the end of the day, I've been saying for a long time, when there's a fight that a lot of people was paying attention to, it was highly promoted. They was going back and forth. There was a lot of drama leading up to the fight, right? When the brights are light, we got to see something special in terms of performance. Even with Canelo Alvarez and Canelo Alvarez versus Bud Crawford, as much as a beautiful win it was, historic win, the performance is like, that's not a fight that a lot of people saying, yo, I can't wait to go back and see that Canelo Alvarez versus Bud Crawford, man. I can't wait. It didn't captivate the imagination, the emotions of the sports fans. That's what boxing needs. As much as great wins that Teofimo Lopez had with Vasily Lomachenko, that he had with Josh Taylor, it wasn't the, whoo, wow, oh my God, wow. You understand? The same way with why people love Gervonta Davis. Because when everybody's painting Gervonta Davis, he knocked out Leo Santa Cruz. Everybody was playing that highlight reel, that uppercut for several years. Then he got the Rolly knockout. He got the Frank Martin knockout. You understand? Sometimes, most of the times, it's not about winning and losing, but it's how you win and how you lose. Right now in the sport of boxing, is the how. Is the how. That is, for example, come on. We got Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr. And I did a video about this. This rematch ain't even about the fathers no more. Ain't nobody talking about Nigel Benn. Nobody talking about Chris Eubank Sr. Where's Chris Eubank Sr.? How many interviews have Nigel Benn done? You know why? Because their performance now is about the sons. I ain't thinking about the father. I just want to see Conor versus Chris. It's not about the last name no more. It's about the first name because of the action. They're going to get fight of the year. Because of the action, it captivated the imagination, the emotions of the fans. I want to see Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr., not because they're the sons of legends. It's because the action that they put. I don't give a damn who won the fight last time. I don't care. You feel me? Queen Lakers con los cinco pesos with the $5 super chat. Buy pizza and a can of Coca-Cola. Says, salute Punch, you have great boxing intelligence and blessings to you. That was a wonderful fight and performance by Ryan. Facts. Facts. Thank you. I appreciate you, Queen. Deluxe said Pac versus Floyd at 147 and Spence versus Thurman. Ooh. Whew. That's good. See, Bud Crawford beating Earl Spence the way that he beat him captivated the imagination, the emotions of the boxing fan to the point that made you believe that he could go over there, that made a lot of people believe that he could go up to 168-pound division and fight Canelo Alvarez, which he did and actually did beat him. It actually surprised me, folks. I felt humble when he went to 154, and I said, nah, look how he fought Masvidal, man. He ain't going up there and beat Canelo Alvarez. Now we're looking at Canelo Alvarez like, was you really that great? It's unfortunate. And shout out to Canelo Alvarez for the 20th anniversary of his career. But now we're looking at Canelo Alvarez like, I said it a while ago. I said, yo, Canelo, you sold yourself. You sold your career to Turkey Out Shake. I said it. Even as much as I felt that Canelo Alvarez was going to beat Bud Crawford, even leading up to the fight, my content also was that he sold his soul to Turkey Out Shake. He should have fought David Benavidez, because if David Benavidez would have beaten him, I don't think that people would have criticized Canelo Alvarez like that. They would have been like, yo, David Benavidez, stronger, bigger. Yo, now is the passing of the torch fight. This shit wasn't even a passing of the torch fight. This is going to hurt Canelo Alvarez's legacy. I don't care what anybody say. It's unfortunate. I don't want it to hurt his leg. Just like my favorite fighter, Roy Jones Jr., him losing to Glenn Johnson like that and him losing to Antonio Tarver, he was nothing left to prove. So once you all the way up, the only thing you're going to do is come back down. He said, bang boogie, the fight was closer than what people think. Yeah, the fight was close. That's just people being... The thing is that Canelo Alvarez, you know what it is? Bang, it's because that Canelo Alvarez has frustrated the boxing fans, that nobody trying to give him the benefit of the doubt for being a close fight. People already was getting too frustrated with Canelo Alvarez ducking David Benavidez, not giving us the fight that we wanted to see. And you, as the former king of boxing, you got responsibility. Just like Bud Crawford now was the king of boxing, in my opinion, he got responsibilities. You got responsibility to uplift the sport, to give the fans not just for your legacy. I'm gonna give you, for example, do you think that Oscar De La Hoya needed to fight? Do you think that Oscar De La Hoya needed to fight Floyd Mayweather when he fought him? No, he didn't. Oscar De La Hoya didn't need to come back down to the 147-pound division after being at 160 to fight Manny Pacquiao. No, he didn't. He did it for the sport as well. That's why people love Oscar De La Hoya. We never needed to ask Oscar, yo, man, you ducking. You need to fight this one. Come on, man. We've been waiting for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. We ain't never needed to wait for Oscar De La Hoya to give us something. Never. Never needed to wait for Oscar to give us a fight. Yo, I never heard the boxing world crying and telling Oscar, give us this fight, man. Come on, man. We've been asking for this fight for 3 years. Oscar just be like, yeah, just give me the fight. I'll take it. Can't take that from Oscar. Facts. But he said, bang. He said, Oscar just did what the fighter before him did. Nah, you know what? I'm going to take it a step further. Because this is why I give Oscar De La Hoya more of the benefit of the doubt, even with the even better than the past fighters. Because Oscar De La Hoya got in the position of a boss. He was his own promoter. He could have done whatever he wanted to do. Oscar De La Hoya was in position to milk the game, and he didn't. That's why, in my opinion, he was actually better than the guys before, because the guys in the past, they didn't have a choice. They fought whoever the promoter told them to fight. That's why there used to be a saying back in the days, I fight whoever they put in front of me. Whoever they put in front of me. When it came to Oscar De La Hoya, there was no they. He was the they. And he was picking his fights. And he picked the right fight. Oscar De La Hoya had control of his career. And there's other okay, for example, Gervonta Davis got control of his career. But what is he doing? Floyd Mayweather had control of his career. And yeah, he was also, it's not that he didn't pick some good fights or accomplishable champions, but it was the time frame of when he picked them that people was like, damn, man, we wanted to see this fight. All right, you got this fight, but when we wanted to see this fight. Oscar De La Hoya picked his fights at a timely fashion, and he had control of his career. Can you imagine Oscar De La Hoya at the height? He could have milked it because he had the fans. He could have fought anybody. Anybody. And if the dudes wouldn't go to the fight, he had all the girls. Oscar De La Hoya had all the girls going to the fights. So if the dudes was mad at him, he going to have 75% of that arena was with ladies. So now let's go back a little bit with Devin Haney and this Brian Norman Jr. And I'm saying, when it comes to Devin Haney beating Brian Norman Jr. takes over. That's my guy's name, Teofimo Lopez. That's my brother, Teofimo Lopez, the takeover. But Devin Haney beating Brian Norman Jr., he's taking over. He took over until Teofimo Lopez gets the fight with Shakur Stevenson, beat Shakur Stevenson, and that will be the best win of this generation of the 4 kings, 5 kings, the super fives, whatever you want to call it. Teo beating Shakur will be the best win. Shakur beating Teo will be the best win of this young generation of the fighters that we've been linking them up to, matchmaking them up and stuff like that. So with Devin, and this is the reason why I'm going to say it, because my guy Teo, you gave Devin Haney to take over. You gave it to him. Teofimo Lopez gave it to Devin Haney, because all Teofimo Lopez had to do was get that fight with Devin Haney August 16th, whoop his ass, and yo, that's it. You the man. Like we know that Gervonta Davis ain't going to fight none of y'all, right? After that, I think that Teo would have beaten Devin Haney, he just would have gone 147-pound division. That's it. Nothing left to prove at 140. He would have beaten Josh Taylor and Devin Haney at 140. There's no reason to be at 140. He would go to 147. And then he probably would be fighting Brian Norman Jr. The reason why Teofimo Lopez gave up his position for this year. And the way that's just if Devin Haney beats Brian Noma Jr. So right now, Devin Haney could take over this generation with this win. Some people may say, nah, Devin Haney already took over. Nah, I don't think. As of right now, Teofimo Lopez still has a better resume than Devin Haney. If Devin Haney does beat, even though that I'm talking about that, it's probably contradicting my analogy when it comes to Brian Noma Jr. The thing is that I think the time frame of Devin fighting Brian, people were saying, yo, man, that's suicide mission. Yo, even Teofimo Lopez was saying that Bill Haney putting Devin Haney, his son, to fight Brian Noma Jr. right now is a suicide mission. Norman by KO unless Tom and Jerry shows up. Why no? Okay, bam, bam. Why Norman is going to knock out Devin Haney? Now let's talk about it. I'm reading the chat right now. Come on, y'all. Why is a guy that just beat the Saki Laka from Japan convinces me that he beats Devin Haney? Is this just like I'm cool with people saying, yo, man, I don't like Devin Haney, man. He gonna get knocked out. I hope he get knocked out. But if you breaking it down, why do I believe that Brian Noma Jr. is gonna beat Devin Haney and what? Who he beat? Who? Who? Like sometimes you gotta give me something. You gotta give me a vision. You gotta give me the okay, I could see that happening. I don't see that. I don't see that. No chin, no power, no bueno. Yeah, he had no chin, but he does got a chin if he keeps on getting up. Why T.O. got no chin? I mean, why does Devin Haney got no chin? He kept on getting up with Ryan Garcia. He showed more balls than anything in the world, bro. Hey, let me tell you like this, man. I say the toughest dude is or the toughest human being is those that know how to overcome. Oh, I'm gonna tell you like this, Bang Bang. Why you think people give us so much credit in the world? I'm talking about the have-nots, the one that comes to unfortunate backgrounds, unfortunate circumstances. We came from the mud. Why you think that when we rise, people look at us like, yo, man? Do you know that people will look at us, people from the hood, and stuff like that, they look at us like, damn, yo, I don't know how they live that life. I don't know if I could live that life. We survive. I give more credit to I'm gonna tell you like this. As much as he was a laughing stock after the Ryan Garcia beatdown, that's the fight that I give Devin Haney more credit in terms as a warrior. Devin Haney showed me like, yo, you know what Devin Haney showed me in that Ryan Garcia fight? You're gonna have to kill me to keep me down. That's some scary shit. It's yo, knocking somebody out is as scary. I mean, taking a dude's best shot. No, Ryan Garcia was looking at Devin and looking at his father like, yo, my man, please, like, yo, stop the fight. Yo, stop the fight. And Devin Haney kept on. And the thing is, this is what I like about Devin Haney. And I know it didn't keep the momentum going to Jose Ramirez. That when Devin Haney was getting up, he wasn't running. When Devin Haney was getting up from Ryan Garcia, he didn't run. He was still trying to go after Ryan Garcia. He was still going. Devin Haney was still trying to go after. Now, it's common sense to me that the reason why Devin Haney fought like that with Jose Ramirez is because he was trying to secure the bag, and it came down to our expenses. That's why I was mad at Devin Haney for the Jose Ramirez, because it came down to our expenses. You put a shit show, a shit performance to secure the bag with Ryan Garcia. I understand it. I understand that. And if you fought like that, it must be a hell of a bag of turkey out shake to fight Ryan Garcia in the rematch. Right? But Devin Haney showed me that motherfucker got heart. And for him, for you to keep him down, pause, you're going to have to knock him out cold. or you're gonna have to kill him. Devin Haney got a lot of statistical fortitude, so I don't. So when we talking about chin, it's like when I remember I used to debate this all the time. Hey yo, your boy Keith one time Thurman, yo, he don't got no body, he don't got no body. Whoever stopped Keith Thurman to the body. For me to know that you got a chin, you got to get hit in the chin, and see how you can overcome with that shot. Devin Haney overcomes, man. And that's as scary as people getting knockout. That is just as scary to do that. Yo, just think about you in a fight, and you clocking dudes, man, with your best shot, and the dude just kept getting up. Think about it. You in a fight, in a fist fight, in a street fight right now. And you getting the best out of dude. Bang! You knock him down. He keeps on getting up, trying to still fight you. Bang! Knock him out. Yo, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, come on, man. Come on. Boom! You knock the dude out. He stands right back up. Come on, man. He on that Rocky Balboa shit. Devin Haney was Rocky Balboa. Yeah. Let's change the narrative right now. Devin Haney was Rocky Balboa. Fighting Apollo Creed. Yeah, but Ryan Garcia was Apollo Creed. You remember when Apollo was looking at the corner, looking at Mickey, and looking at the ref? Like, come on, man, I'm beating this guy up. Come on, bro. Come on. See, the thing is that it's Devin Haney, so people don't want to see him in that light because he's hated, because Bill be talking a lot, and people don't like when Bill go out there and promote his son the way he promote him. Devin Haney was getting up like Rocky. The reason why people like Rocky is because the same thing that Devin Haney was doing versus Ryan Garcia. That's the reason why people love Rocky. Rocky lost in his first fight. Why we love Rocky and we can't love Devin Haney? Why we love Rocky? That's why there was a Rocky 2. Why we love Rocky? Even Rocky, Rocky Balboa is in the Hall of Fame. Rocky Balboa got his ass whooped by Clubber Lang. He got his ass whooped. Got the rematch and shit like that. Why we love Rocky? We love Rocky because we ain't give a damn. Adrian! Dímelo, Randy! We just got to give credit with credit. I'm just giving credit with credit is due. I got to give credit. If Devin Haney beats Brian Norman Jr., he takes over this generation until Teofimo Lopez fights Shakur Stevenson, January 2026. Teofimo Lopez beats Shakur Stevenson and is the takeover. That's it. Stamp it forever. But the reason why Devin Haney got this opportunity to become a 3-division world champion is because Teofimo Lopez pulled out of the negotiations. You let Devin Haney about to take your spot. You letting Devin Haney about to take your name. He said Clubberland was no joke. Hey, woman. Come over to my place if you wanna be with a real man. I know you thinking about every night, wishing you had a real man. How about you come to my place? Hey, yo, Mr. T was funny. Hey, woman. I know you lay down in bed every night wishing you had a real man. What would you coming over to my place? And I'll show you a real man. Oh, shit. Now, you know what's the one of the best ones? You know what was the best one? Duke, the promoter Duke in Rocky 5. When he's telling him when he's telling Tommy Gunn how to ask for the fight, man, you got it. What he said, you gotta do. You gotta do. And he said, you gotta humiliate him. You gotta dog him. You gotta humiliate. You gotta do whatever you gotta do to get him in the ring. But that's what you got to do. And if you don't, people gonna have you a copy. That you only got the title just because of your skin tone. You gotta get him in the ring, Tommy. For real, nobody want to see T.O. versus Shakur. Nobody want to see T.O. versus Shakur. You crazy, bro. Bang, you crazy. Who doesn't want to see T.O. versus Shakur, bro? Y'all smoking crack right now, bro. This what it is, man. That narrative, y'all be listening to these media folks, bro, and y'all fall in love with their words, bro. Cause I never heard T.O. being a boring fighter. No, I never heard that. And I know who said it. I know who said it. Dan, the Italian dude from New York, that media guy, he put it out there. You know, he put it on Twitter and that everybody was talking about it in Twitter. And then Mike Coppinger said what he said. And then all of a sudden, the boxing world was talking about T.O. and Shakur being boring. I never heard that shit before, bro. When Mike Coppinger and Dan Chalalabi, whatever his last name is, started going back, it was sort of on Twitter, and a lot of people was talking about it, and then Paulie Malignaggi and Chris Algieri was talking about maybe that might not be the most exciting fight. Y'all taking what Chris Algieri, Dan, and Mike Coppinger was saying, and all of a sudden, in the last 3 weeks, I'm hearing that Shakur and T.O. boring? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Y'all crazy, bro. Y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy. That's why that's why Punch Drunk Boxing, we need a voice out here. We need the people to support. He said, T.O. and Shakur, you talking about one of the most premier fights in the sport of boxing, bro. But that's going to be boring. See, I don't understand this, and this is what ticks me. So Shakur Stevenson, and this is why fighters sometimes they can't listen to the boxing world, bro, because we send mixed signals. We pressured as a boxing community. Shakur Stevenson, yo, you boring, man. You running, man. Come on, Shakur. Come on, Shakur. And then Shakur Stevenson fights in a style versus William Zepeda that we all know. We all know Shakur. Shakur could have made that fight easy. But you know what? He wanted to fight in the style that we was pressuring him to fight. He threw more. He sat down on his punches. He got hit. He showed he got a chin. He stood on the ropes. He made it a fight. He made it entertaining. He didn't make it boring. Teofimo Lopez versus Barbosa, he was showboating. The only thing that he didn't do was knock out Barbosa, but jab was working good. He was looking sharp, bro. Teo was looking sharp. So now, right after those performances of Teo versus Barbosa and Shakur Stevenson actually doing what the fans wanted him to do, we, the boxing world, repay them with, I think that Teo and Shakur fight is going to be boring. That's why we be sending mixed signals. So we bipolar, bro. The boxing world is bipolar, man. The boxing world is bipolar, man. We ask for shit, then we get it, then we devalue it. We devalue it. Like, what do we want? What do we want? What do we want? We want more fights. We want some good fights. Yo, Turkey. Turkey is the man. Turkey is what we need for the sport of boxing. PBC ain't shit. PBC for real, man, with this pay-per-view and shit, man. This shit is expensive. Well, guess what? Turkey Al Sheikh got us paying for pay-per-view and the zone subscription, and that shit is still going up. Hey, yo, the zone subscription keeps on going up, so we paying, what, $30, $40 a month? If you don't got the yearly subscription, and on top of that, you paying for pay-per-view. You tell me when we needed to pay for a pay-per-view of what you call it, Parker and the other dude. Like, we're about to pay for Yard and David Benavidez. Oh yeah, we're gonna pay for pay-per-view. How come that people ain't flaming Turkey Al Sheikh like everybody was flaming PBC Al Heyman? I wonder why. What happened to all these channels? What happened to the smear campaign? Shout out to Crawford. He said Omaha here. Crawford is the man. Yeah, he the man, man. He proved, man. I'm not talking about he proved me wrong in his career, but he did prove me wrong with Canelo Alvarez. He's the man, bro. I ain't never. Hey, yo, you tell me Bud Crawford versus Zuldo Ramirez in the cruiserweight division. I'm picking Bud. I ain't picking against it. I don't give a damn. I ain't picking against that. I ain't picking against Bud ever again. I ain't picking against. The only way that I'm picking against Bud Crawford if it's Bud Crawford versus Usyk. And guess what? I probably gonna be like that's a 50-50 fight. You know why? I'm gonna be like, you know what I'm gonna say? And people gonna think I'm crazy. Hey yo, if Bud fights Usyk, that's a 50-50 fight. Y'all gonna think I'm crazy, right? Y'all think I'm crazy, right? That's a 50-50 fight. Yo, Punch now, and you know what I'm gonna say? Sean Porter beat Usyk in the amateurs, and Bud stopped Porter, so it's possible. Yeah, yeah. I ain't picking against Bud no more. I don't give a damn. I already ate too many crows, bro. Sí, lo dije yo me voy a poner loco también. Sí, I'm gonna get crazy, my friends. Bud Crawford versus Usyk is a 50-50 fight. Huh? Yeah, yeah. Sean Porter beat Usyk in the amateurs. And Bud knocked out Sean Porter. So anything possible. Anything possible. He said, pues está loquísimo. Sí, sí. And then when he loses, all I gotta say is, you know what I'm saying? Hey, at least he dared to be great. I got an excuse. Fight Fury Films in the building. Demon in the mind. He said Turkey got the game on a chokehold. I don't know yet. Not yet. Fight Fury Films. Not yet. December 6th. PBC. Shout out to Al Hamon. Huh? Pitbull Cruz. Hurt. Versus La Cucaracha. Huh? Oshaki Foster, Stephen Fulton. Jenovic versus Lara. That's a good card. And then in January, if the postponement gets, we get Manny Pacquiao back in the ring. Probably little Manny Pacquiao. Fight Fury Films in the building. Con lo 20 pesos. Good looking out, my brother. Salute my brother. Whenever you get a chance, check your email. I got you. Let me see. Espera, te tengo aquí, espera. Give me a second, my friend. Give me a second. Now that I'm in front of the computer, I check right here, bro. Good looking out, my brother. Appreciate you, bro. It's taking a long time. Dave Fernandez is in the building. Demon of Dave Fernandez. Say, yo, Punch, what's going on with this? A new format did not get notification. I'm telling you, bro, that they hating on me, bro. I told, yo, Dave Fernandez and everybody in the chat. I told you, man, they want me out. They want me out the platform, bro. They want me out the platform. I was going back and forth. I had emails, and I got the transcript. And I spoke, and I wanted to speak to a supervisor. Yo, I said, it doesn't make any sense how the viewership, I say my nobody getting notification. A lot of people is not getting notification. The viewership is as low as it's ever been, out of nowhere. And I said, what do I have to do? Like, what is there anybody reporting me? They said that they cannot confirm nor deny the reports. I even said that Turkey Al Sheikh, because I started getting emails from an email of Turkey Al Sheikh saying that how much is how much to buy your channel. And we all know that Turkey Al Sheikh has bought channels, has also bought Twitter accounts, Michael Benson. So I'm like, this got to be a troll. This got to be a troll. But yo, even there was certain people in the sport of boxing that be like, yo, you funny, but you don't know how people could take it personal, how you doing them turkey out shake skits, right? All of a sudden, my numbers is down the drain. People not getting notifications. I'm speaking to YouTube, and I just said this like being sarcastic. I guess I should go. I said, I guess I should I just stop doing content for a while? And you know what the person replied to me in YouTube? They said, that's another good option. Can I speak to your supervisor? And that's when I went to another person. I said, and I said, this is what the other person. So I already feel like, how can you tell somebody be like, oh, that's an option for you to stop doing content? No platform, no entity would tell you to stop doing something. This is why their platform is for content. So I already knew there was something. There's a bug. There's reports. Man, they've been trying to shut me down and stuff like that for a while. But it's all good. You gotta keep it consistent, man. We get it, yeah, man. We getting. Can you put a big booty woman on top right screen while we watch you, bro? No. I should do that. Drive traffic. I got it. I'm gonna hit you up on that on Fight Fury Films later on tonight. All right, my brother. I got you. I'm gonna hit you up. Later on. I got the email. Sounds good. Damn, Dave Fernandez con los 20 pesos a comprar comida china para la familia. Damn, they probably shadow banning you. F them. You have my support. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, my brother. You already know, man. For those yo, I appreciate you, man, because they've been shadow banning me, man. And it's crazy. You know how I know I'm shadow banned, but there's still support. Is that I just gained almost 300 subscribers in the last 7 days, but it doesn't translate to the views. It didn't nobody getting the notification or something like that. I could show y'all too. I just gained. Look, I'm gonna show you right here. I'm gonna show you what they doing to me. I want people to know. You know what I'm saying? So other boxing any other content creator be like, yo, that's why your supporters gotta rock with you. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way we're gonna beat this. That's the only way we're gonna beat this shadow ban. If people just support, keep on coming to the channel. Look, watch. I'm gonna check my analytics right quick. Go to the subscribers. Y'all can see I ain't even lying. How am I gaining subscribers? Put it this way. Look. Like, how am I gaining subscribers, but it's not showing in viewership? Look at this. 294 new subscribers. 294. Watch this. Give me a shot. Let's go to the last 7 days. Last 7 days. Last 7 days. Look at it. Well, it's 211. Hold on. Mira. Devin. $211 subscribers, pero nadie no ve nada. ¿Cómo así? Nadie no ve nada. And now You know what I hate that YouTube did, to be honest, folks? You know what I hate? The shorts, bro. I hate that YouTube implemented the shorts, man. You the skill. Why are they trying to compete with TikTok and IG reels? Because YouTube sent an email to all the content creators and basically stating they're gonna be pushing shorts. They're gonna be pushing shorts. Shorts don't give a shit, bro. That's why they're pushing shorts. And that's why there's more views in shorts than actual long content, like long content videos. But the long content videos, that's the real creation right there. That's the real work right there. You know what I'm saying? But they're not pushing that. They pushing shorts because they don't want to pay no more. They don't want the ads and all of that. We the shorts are cents or pennies. So I tell the people, but support the channel, support the long videos. Support the long videos. Them shorts, that's just a way of is another way of suppressing the channel. He said because YouTube analytics have shown no, but you know what it is, bang. But when they implemented the short, then people are geared to go for the short because that's how they watch everything else. But YouTube should have stayed YouTube. YouTube should have stayed with their long video. That's what made us. That's what separated content creators, YouTube content creators from IGs and the TikTokers. We do long length, like we really working. Them little shorts, anybody could do a short, bro. I could. How many times y'all see me with a short? That's 1 minute, 50 seconds, and blah blah blah. It doesn't matter if it does, 20K, 10K. Eso no es nada. Eso no es nada. The shorts subscribers, the short people that subscribe does not translate to the lives nor the long videos. That's where that's the long videos and lives is how is our work, is how we really get the reciprocation of our work. Shorts is nothing, bro. And YouTube is doing a disservice for us content creators implementing the stupid shorts because now everybody just go for shorts, but that ain't giving us nothing. Yeah, they penalize long form videos now on YouTube. That's stupid, man. That's whack, yo. They really did a disservice, bro. They really did a disservice. So now I could drop a short, right? And that shit would do a K, 2K. And then I do the long video, but the long videos is where you do the thumbnail, the work. It could be an interview or stuff like that. So now you cut this little piece of the interview, and that shit does way more than the interview. But the interview is the work. The interview is the setup. The interview is where you go and travel. That's the work. And so all I say is, bro, even support your favorite content creator or your boxing content creator. Support them, become a member of them, because what YouTube is doing now to us is that they're not pushing the videos, so nobody's getting paid like that. I'm not gonna say nobody, but people are not getting paid because of the Google AdSense because there's no commercials. You know what I'm saying? 5 minute videos tops. They're not even pushing that. They're not pushing that. They're pushing shorts. The long videos and live is now relying on your loyal support because they're not pushing that. They're not recommending long videos. They're recommending the shorts. So the people that's going to show you love is those that truly support, loyal support. So all I could say to my people that's looking on, support your boy Punch Run Boxing. You know I've been doing it for a while. You know, I got a good portfolio. We got some good interviews. I want to do more shit, but also got to be reciprocated. The more people show that support, the more I give 2 times. I've been working. I worked my ass off, bro. We did a lot of sacrifices. You know what I'm saying? So the loyal support got to show up. Is Teofimo fighting Shakur? I think so. Yeah, I think they're just waiting on some little details here and there for the for you know, I think that Tio Rub them people a little bit the wrong way and stuff like that. So I think they just moving in a way very professionally wise and let Turkey outshake and let whoever's gonna be put in the fight make the announcements. Low Nose Boxing says all facts until them Debo is the bravest fighter in boxing today. Win, lose, Debo got balls. Nobody could, and you know what? Who you know? Put it this way: you know who gave him that aura right now. You know who gave? You know who gave Devin Haney that aura right now? Remember, Devin Haney was the most crucified, vilified, disrespected, devalued fighter after the Ryan Garcia. Is when Tio pulled out of the negotiations because right after that, nobody was critiquing Devin Haney. Tio, by pulling out from that fight, gave life to Devin Haney. People look at Devin Haney in a different light. All the negative, all the narrative, all the criticism went away. So that's what I'm saying. Devin Haney beating Brian Norman Jr. takes over. And the only until Tio fights Shakur and Tio beats Shakur and he get his takeover shit back. Punch on Boxing, tú siempre vas a tener mi apoyo. Gracias. Yo, y'all hear me? Y'all hear me? Yes or no? Okay. Give me 1 sec. Give me 1 second, man. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. My son is calling me, so I gotta have don't go have dinner. Stuff like that. Perdóname, ve. Si estoy trabajando. Punch, why you always backing the runners? Andrade, Haney, and Boots eventually will be running too. Punch, why you always backing the runners? Tell me what Demise Andre ran. Joker, tell me what fight did Demise Andre run? I'll wait. Punch, why you always been? Did he run versus David Benavidez? Did he run versus Liam Williams? Did he run versus Jason Quigley? Where y'all get this shit from? Devin Haney ran it. And it's not even about backing him up. It's about giving him his just due. He's fighting Brian Norman Jr. He was ready to fight Teofimo Lopez. He was ready to fight. You got to give him his credit. If Debo called out Usyk, I believe it could his reputation. Boracho, what if they add the Shakur versus Tio fight in the other card of Matias and the undercard? Diablo, usted está en droga ahí. You think they're gonna add so bang. They're gonna add Shakur versus Tio on the undercard of Matias versus. Give me a sec. He said, He said, when you going to bring Andre back on to discuss his next opponent? I don't think the boxing fans are trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, man. We've been trying to, you know what I'm saying? He just got to get back in the ring, bro. That's the only way that people going to just talk about him, man. This community just hates him too much, man. This community doesn't give him the benefit of the doubt. They hate him too much, my brother. It's nothing. It's the narrative has overwhelmed. I think the narrative has overwhelmed him so much that he doesn't give a damn about talking to the boxing fans no more, man. That's what it is, man. Gervonta new civil suit is wild, man. The allegation going crazy. What civil suit he got right now? Let me see. Is being, oh my God, hit with a massive lawsuit. Ay, 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 ay. Gervonta Davis is being sued by an ex-girlfriend for battery, false imprisonment, kidnapping, and ay, 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 ay. The civil suit comes 2 weeks before. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. I did a video a long time ago. This was gonna happen, bro. Man, diablo, man. Ay, 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 ay. Let's read this. Ay, 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 ay. Man, women are... Hey, ay. Gervonta Davis has once again found himself in illegal trouble. Just 2 weeks. And look, it's a civil suit. I knew this was going to happen, bro. A new civil lawsuit, Miami has put the WBA champion in hot water over another alleged domestic incident, according to the lawsuit. The lawsuit comes 2 months... Ay, ay, ay. ESPN also confirmed with one of the women's attorneys the police report was filed on October 28th for Miami Gardens. Pero deja esa mujer, Gervonta Davis, coño, viejito hombre, man. Deja la mujer quieta, man. All right. Diablo, man. Llévate Davis, man. Esas mujeres son de... Yo, I'm telling you, man. A civil suit, esa mujer, buena rullía. She want money. Deja esa mujer. Yo, I'm going to tell you this, folks. I said this a long time ago, brother. I want you to listen to what I said a long time ago. That's why people need, yo, for real, yo, I think I'm one of the realest dudes in the sport of boxing, bro. And some of these people know who I am, but como they don't, I don't know who they have around them, bro. For real, look. I said in the video a long time ago that this was gonna happen to the Gervonta Davis. I said this a long time ago. Let me see if I find that video. See, I could listen to a little bit of what I said. Be prepared. Be prepared that all this thing was, you got to learn from learn from the other boxers of the past. Deja esa mujer inquieta. Yo, I don't understand why these women, these dudes, bro, when you got the money like that, if you ain't come up with shorty, yo, don't be in relationships, bro. Don't be in relationship. Look at Floyd Mayweather. Look at Mike Tyson. Look at all, tell me almost all the fighters' problems, bro. Look at Ryan Garcia. Look at Teo. Why Teo so stressed out? Been so stressed out. Look at Devin Haney and the Hoochie Mama. Mira Satira. What's wrong with you guys, bro? Y'all don't fucking learn, bro. Y'all don't learn from these other fighters, bro. Leave these scoochies alone already, bro. Man, these people don't learn, bro. I want you to, because I said this years ago. I said this years ago was going to happen to Gervonta Davis. I said this years ago. Including his mother to a 10th fight. I said this years ago was going to happen. World masculine. No. Please. Devin guilt will to be sentenced. No. Tan David blessed to go to jail. W worth. No. He said, yeah, punches. Yo, these people don't listen, man. These dudes are como they're dumb, bro. Hey, you know what it is? I'm not even gonna say dumb. You know, sometimes we forget that these guys get punched in the head for a living, bro. Ever since they was kids. Why you guys never want to listen to consejos? You guys never want to listen to people that came before you, bro. That done through the mistake. Like these people want to go through the mistakes that they just. You know what it is? People voluntarily like going through mistakes. Yo, my favorite fighter is Floyd. My favorite fighter is Mike Tyson. Learn from them then. Damn, what's that video? I said years ago this was going to happen. I said years ago. What I said about Devin Haney and his situation. And people was like, yo, why you hating on Devin Haney, man? Stop talking about his private. I told y'all what was going to happen to Devin Haney with that scoochie. Devin Haney, what you thought? What type of problem you thought you was going to get with that girl from Miami? You tell me, what you think? You was going to create a housewife? She blazed half of the whole beach. She got the whole beach on her throat, bro. The whole beach of Miami for years. And you going to wife that up and have a baby with her. Estos hombres son estúpidos, estúpido. She got expired milk all over, and you gonna wife that up. Out of all the girls, you got all the money in the world. You could travel to every part of the world, bro. Y ese tigre consigue la mamá de 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 Miami. Why? Folks, let's talk about it. Why? He said, what man you know don't have women problem? I'm not, look. I'm not saying that us men never have women problem. But not every man is in position like these guys. Like, yo, sometimes there are men that is, and you don't have to have money like that. But there's men that could pick and choose. Bro, we all know it doesn't take a genius to figure out what that girl from what they call it, the devil's angels, devils, whatever. What did Devin expect from this chick? Oh, you know what I'm saying? The thing is, sometimes, yo, there's men, sometimes we think that this is going to really be the difference of women are not made like that. That's not women's DNA. The women DNA is their weakness is not men. You understand that? Women's weakness is not men. Men's weakness is women. That's the reason in the beginning of go check the Bible. When Adam ate the damn apple, the fruit that Eve ate, because she wasn't satisfied with nothing. If God gave paradise to Adam and Eve, do you know what's paradise, damn it? Paradise ain't done no damn Ultra Beach and Coney Island. Paradise, God gave Adam and Eve everything, the fruits, the animals, paradise, a butt naked dude in the image of God. And all God said, don't eat from that little forbidden section, forbidden tree. No me coma de ahí. Oíste, Adam. Oíste, Eve. No me coman ahí. Ustedes tienen todo. You have everything over here. Don't eat from here, okay? The serpent came. You know that the serpent couldn't convince Adam. So you know what happens. The devil likes to go through the woman, just like the government likes to go through the woman to get to the man. That's why they need the man out the household to penetrate the house. That's why back in the 1959, 1960, they made the laws, the Social Security Act. Well, all these girls was going to damn public assistant and stuff like that. But the only way you get public assistant, the only way you get your coupon and your rent's being paid, if you get the man out the house. The most strong house is when you got daddy home, when you got a father, when you got righteous men in that home, bro. Think about it, man. Even when you young and you about to date a girl and shit like that, right? And the dad is relevant, the dad is strong. You gotta, man. I don't wanna f this shorty. You know what I'm saying? Because her daddy or she got a big brother. That masculine energy. You don't want you think twice if you're gonna do that chick wrong. But you tell that chick, you got a brother? Nah, I don't got no brother. Nah, my father, I ain't never met my father before. You got no conscience. Men are weak for women. Women are never satisfied, bro. They don't care about the men and they don't care about nothing, bro. I'm sorry, ladies. I ain't sorry. But go read the Bible, okay? Read the Bible, all right? Money takes over men's minds, so they start becoming untouchable. That's what they think. They think that they could get the baddest, and no. Yes, it's a common sense, brother. A man, he will spend on everything. But women, especially nowadays that being a open chick is accepted. Dudes is going out with girls or wifing up the type of girls that back in the days you never wifed up. Cardi B is esa tigra, una stripper. But this dude was from the Migos. I don't know his name. Offset, Offset, whatever his name is. Wifes this chick up. This chick said in an interview before that Cardi B said that she used to drug men. And then here comes this football player, single, no kids, and you scoop that up, estúpido, bro. She ain't all that, my brother. She's not all that, bro. That was for Lane for real. Layla the GOAT. Bro, wifed up Kim. And that look exactly, bro. Look at Kanye West. Look at Kanye West. Kanye West, everybody, you're one of the most recognized men in the world. You can have any, I'm not gonna say just have any shorty, but you understand what I'm trying to say. And you wifed up a chick that made the sex tape. You wifed up Kim. What Kanye, don't cry. What do you expect coming out of that? Oh, now you can't see your kids. Now this and that and this. And now you expect people to feel sorry. I don't feel sorry. I like Kanye West. Kanye West is one of my favorite artists. I don't feel sorry for him. Tú eres estúpido, eh? You go to Japan, you go to India, you go to everywhere in the world. Tú consigas a kinke. Esa. If I was, at least, if I was Kanye West, at least I would stay with Amber Rose. Porque at least Amber Rose had a stripper, but nobody knew Amber Rose. You made Amber Rose. We know Amber Rose because of Kanye West. At least stay with the hoochie that nobody knows. But you went with the hoochie that the whole world knows. Toma ahí, estúpido. He said, you wife up the kind of girl whose father you need to ask for permission to marry her. And hey, yo, that's what I'm talking about, Mike from Boston. When my sister got married, my brother-in-law Julian had to pedirla, man. Had to ask my father. My sister's husband, had to ask my father. Yep. Like that. My sister did the traditional, the traditional way, the traditional, everything but traditional. I remember when my sister in college, she told me that she met her now husband, and he wanted to give her flowers for Valentine's Day. And she didn't know he's cool. I just want to be friends. They was friends a whole year. He's been trying to, get with my sister. And she used to tell me everything. I'm her big brother. She told me everything. That's why I love how my sister did everything. But everything had to go through my dad. Everything had to go through my dad. Even to start a relationship with him, she asked my dad if she can. To get married, Julian had to ask my dad. Is Shakur trying to get? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know me. I'm about to have dinner with my son. So yo, I'm probably gonna go live later on at midnight, 12 p.m. or 11:30 p.m. Eastern time. So cash me back. You know what I'm saying? Good looking out for the people that supported this live. I'm gonna do probably like lives like this as well. Shout out to Mike from Boston. Shout out to all the members of the channel, man. I appreciate y'all for real while they trying to shadow ban Punch Drunk Boxing. But shout out to the people that's tuning in. Shout out to the people that subscribe to the channel, share the live, and we're gonna be talking more about this situation and stuff like that. Devin Haney going to be facing Brian Norman Jr. I got Devin Haney winning 116-112. And if he does win and become a 3-division world champion, I believe he takes over until Teofimo Lopez fights Shakur Stevenson, beats Shakur Stevenson and become the takeover that he was destined to be. But right now, you did give the leeway and you gave an open opportunity by putting out from the fight to give Devin Haney the opportunity to face Brian Norman Jr., which Teofimo Lopez could have also faced Brian Norman Jr., and you gave him that opportunity. So now, what Devin Haney does best, if you look at Devin Haney's track records, what he does best, he takes advantage of those opportunities. Let me know what y'all think, man. Love y'all. God bless. And on to the next.